Yeah.
All right. If you have a question, remember, if you have a question for Cliff, just use the raise hand feature. I'll ask you to unmute and you can ask your question. Thomas Frank Carr.
Hey, Sean, good to see you. Glad we got the camera working. Yeah. I want to ask you about the third quarter. 16 of the 19 plays in the third quarter, including 3 of 4 when you're within field goal range or within a field goal, were all pass plays. After the last couple of weeks in the first half of the game, what did it mean to you that Kirk Shiraka and James Franklin put the ball in your hands?
I mean, I always want the ball in my hands. That's the type of player I've always been. That's why I came here. And frankly, I mean, the last few weeks, I finally felt like myself again. Being able to push the ball downfield. There's still a lot of plays that I, wish I could have back. I think I could have made a better ball, gotten the ball to a different spot. But, Coach Straka and Coach Franklin always talk about how they trust me. And, it's nice just to see it pan out, get some opportunities down the red zone and put points on the board because that's really all that matters.
Mark Wogenrich.
Sean, what do you mean by you finally feel like yourself again?
Mike, can I ask you about?
Yeah. Is that someone else talking? Is that that's it?
Yeah, it was. What do you mean by you feel like yourself again?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like early. I mean, versus Indiana, like if I just go back and reflect on the year, like against Indiana, I felt good, but I had a couple turnovers in that game that were uncharacteristic of myself, and it's crazy when you actually look at how much turnovers impact a team. Like you really don't realize it until you do, because I never really thought of myself as somebody who turns the ball over a lot, but I mean, you look at the stats, and I was turning the ball over left and right, and that's just not the player that I am. I'm a smart player. I know that. Coach Franklin, Coach Straka both trust me, and they know that too. But at the same time, I just wasn't doing what I was supposed to do. And I guess what I mean by the past 3 weeks, I just feel like I'm back to myself is because I have confidence in myself to pass the ball, move the ball downfield, and at the same time, take care of the ball. I'm not nervous about turning it over. It's definitely every play. I understand how important the ball is because the ball is the program, but at the same time, I'm not like worried about it, and it's just nice to kind of have my swagger back like that.
Tobias Wilborn.
Obviously Dotson with the punt return and the catches was big, but what about in that third quarter when he basically steals that interception back? What did that play mean to you guys?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I wouldn't even say that's a stealing an interception back. That's just the play design is the one-on-one with Jahan. I'm gonna give him a chance every time because he makes plays. So it wasn't like I was just throwing it up to be an interception or whatever. It was. I mean, that was the play design. We trust Jahan one-on-one, and when the DB had his back turned, I just give him a shot. He was in good position, but I still have trust in Jahan. Every time that the ball's in the air, that he's going to make a play on it. So, I'm just happy with how he keeps progressing. He's a hell of a player, and I have all the trust in the world in him. So.
Oh yeah, I didn't mean to say you did anything wrong.
No. I was just clarifying. Yeah.
John Petitschnuk.
Hey, Sean, when you look at this team winning 3 straight and also being down today at halftime and coming back, how would you describe the fight and the resiliency of this team?
We're just back to Penn State football. I mean, it's just that basic. It's that easy. I mean, things haven't gone our way all the time this year, and we understand that. It's been a weird year. I mean, no one's going to deny that. It's just been a very odd year from, inside the facility, outside the facility. There's a lot going on that people just don't understand. And I understand. I mean, you got to win games, and that's just the fact of the matter. But it's nice to see that the team's playing, complete games. When the offense needs help, the defense is stepping up. When the defense needs help, the offense is stepping up. Special teams making plays. That's Penn State football. That's who we are, and that's who we pride ourselves to be. So I'm just happy for these guys. Happy that I could be a part of it. we just got to keep on grinding because, we keep talking about how, we want to get as many wins as we can this year, with next week and then whatever happens after that. But we're ready to catapult in the next season as well. Like it's just a fact of the matter. I mean, we're going to take it 1-0 one game of the week, but we're not going to be satisfied.
Peter Terpstra.
Hey, Sean, when you guys are down at halftime, do you draw inspiration from trying to win for the seniors, or am I making that what it was?
No, I mean, 100%. I mean, it's just for your senior night, you don't want to go out with a loss. That's absolutely, I mean, you don't want to go out with a loss anytime, but especially on, sending these seniors out in Beaver Stadium. That's the last thing we want them to do. And I don't think it's as much like drawing it from that. It's more just, just going back to our roots, just making sure that everybody's doing their job. We said it as an offense. We're like, hey guys, we gotta get on the board this first drive, set the tone. And we did that. And I was proud of, how we moved the ball the whole game, honestly. We moved the ball pretty well. But there's plays that we could have made the margin a little bit wider. And that's what we got to keep on correcting. We just got to keep on grinding. But at the same time, a win's a win. I'm happy about it.
Mark Brennan.
Sean, after everything you guys have kind of ground your way through, I wonder what Coach Franklin's message was in the locker room without violating anything, secret, but what was his message to you guys after that game?
I'm not going to get into everything. I like to keep some things as family business, but at the same time, I think that, he's very proud of us and he's proud of the way we've conducted ourselves. A lot of teams might turn over when you go 0-5. You see guys opting out left and right, but with this group, I mean, there's never been a point where we wavered. We've had tough times. We've had a lot of adversity. I'm not denying that at all. But at the same time, when we come into work, we come into work. And that's the only thing that matters to us is we leave it out there on the field the best that you can every single play. And that's Penn State football, and that's what we pride ourselves on. That's, again, why I keep going back to it. But that's why I'm so proud of these guys. I'm just glad that we're, back to how we are, and we got our swagger back.
Justin Morgenstein.
Sean, how did it feel today, to get the offense going in the second half when the defense didn't have their best first half, and, how those roles kind of, flipped from the last couple of weeks, and how did that feel for you and as an offense?
Like I said, we're going to do whatever we need to do to get a win. And that's what great teams do. Great teams, it's not just one side pulling the other the whole time. It's a balancing act. It really is. And, I have all the faith and confidence in our defense to do their job. And when they're down, we're going to come and pick them up. And it's vice versa. And I think that you even saw it with special teams today too, because that plays just as big of a role as just offense and defense. And, when you get that big punt return, I mean, that's a momentum change. That's 7 points on the board off of one play. And it lightens up the sideline, gets everybody excited, juiced up. So, I'm just excited that we're playing, good football in all three facets.
Thomas Carr.
Hey, Sean, I want you to put your psychology major hat on for a second. When you start the season 0-5, and then you get 3 straight wins, how important is finishing strong and learning that process over of winning going forward, not just for next week, but, you talked about 2021.
Yeah. Well, first off, psychology minor. I'm not going to take the whole major. That's too much. I'm not a psychology major, but advertising major, psychology minor, graduating this fall. And on top of that, just so everybody, I'm coming back with I'm trying to get that broadcasting major as well, double major. But just kind of going into, like I said, it's just all about momentum is huge. And I didn't really realize that until this year. because we've just been so accustomed to winning. You come in, you grind all week, and then you lay it all out on the field, and you get the win. You do it again. And this year's just taught, myself, my teammates, so many lessons about just how life is, and we talked about it after that fifth. After the fifth loss, we just said like, hey, we can't just roll over right now. Not that we were before, but this is the most crucial point. Like, everybody's writing us off right now. And when we went to Michigan, we knew that was, one of the biggest games probably in our program's history, at least up to date, just because it's huge for our mental. It's huge that we can kind of catapult ourselves into bigger and better things. And that's why, it's so crucial that we finish this year off the way we want to.
2 final questions for Cliff. We're going to go David Eckert and then Ryan Parsons. David Eckert.
Yeah, hi, Sean.
I thought they said Micah Parsons for a second was on here.
Sean, with you and Will both playing well today, and obviously having played together over an extended period of time here, specifically these 3 wins that you've gotten, I'm just wondering why has that worked in general?
It's just a balancing act. Like you see it. You just see that the defenses switch when one or the other's in, and there's just certain looks that you get from both of us, and it allows you to kind of expand on the offense. Like and you saw, I said it last week, it's not just Will is not just going to run the ball. Like, he's just not going to do that. Like, I'm not saying that he can't run the ball. That man can tote the rock, but at the same time, like, he can pass the ball. Like, he's shown it time in, time out, and today, had some big plays, and it's just so exciting because you know how hard somebody works, and Will and I are super close through everything. Through when he got the starting role against Iowa, I was all for him. I made sure that he understood that there's no hard feelings. Like, whatever we got to do to get a win, it's for the team. And he's the same way. So it's just nice to have that type of room where, you just love each other. I kind of, compare it to the old Trace and Tommy dynamic, just how they were. But yeah, no, Will and I are super close. We hang out he literally lives right across the street from me. So he's somebody who I can always talk to, and, we're just always communicating about game plan and everything, honestly. And, he's a great player and a great friend.
Final question for Cliff, Ryan Parsons.
Hey, Sean, when you talked a little bit earlier about limiting the turnovers and having that confidence back, do you think that's mostly a mental thing, or was that something you guys also practiced at practice and tried to eliminate?
It's something that you harp on constantly, just, no turnovers, whether that be in a skelly, good on good, whether that be, just throughout practice, you talk about no turnovers, but it's a mental thing too. You gotta make sure that you're talking about, like, situations that you could, be in a tough one. Like, if they give you this look against this play, like, you just gotta be careful with your decision-making here. Like, it's not the ideal look that we want, but if it happens, you gotta understand it. And it's breaking each play down into those little bits. And I think that's what we're getting better with, because I'm not going to sit here and lie like it wasn't hard to learn this offense over Zoom and have no spring ball and have an abbreviated summer ball. Like, guys, like, that is a difficult task for anybody, especially a group that went through so much adversity, losing a couple guys early with Journey and having young guys step up across the board. It's been a tough road, but at the same time, I'm proud of how we're finishing, and I'm just excited to keep grinding with these guys. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks, Sean.